Okay, good morning. Happy New Year. First New Year's in a while where I've been in bed for the countdown. I think I've been in bed for the countdown before. It's been 5 or 6 years. But I decided to get up early this year instead of staying up late and do an exercise from one of the books I read a couple of months ago and go to the Cliffs of Moher because I'm planning on having a big year in 2021 and getting a lot done. I think this would be a great way to start it for reasons I'll explain. First activity that I do that's good for the head is make my bed. It's freezing outside, it's 3 degrees and this is as warm as it gets. I actually got it for Canada, which looks like it's not going to go ahead now because of COVID. I was meant to be going to Canada with 7 of my friends, but so then after I finish my meditation, I do my 5-minute journal. So this is a bit more personal, so I won't show you what I've written yesterday. Appropriate Arnold Schwarzenegger's quote is at the top of today. And you write down 3 things you're grateful for, what would make today great, and daily affirmations. Don't know if you can see it there, but it's actually a very, very full moon to start the year. So that's me up, out of bed, meditation done, and I'm heading off on my little road trip. I'm usually first up, or one of the first people up on the estate, which always feels good. Feels like you're up fucking early and you're about to get shit done. Look at that for a little look at that for a little shot there with the moon in the background. Alright, so I just got here there. It's actually a beautiful clear morning at the Cliffs of Moher. So I came down here because, for a few reasons. I have a thought exercise I wanted to do from one of the books I was reading. I really liked the sound of it when I read it. So what you do is you write down some of the stuff that's holding you back personally, that's forcing you into bad habits, that's forcing you into bad mindsets, that's just messing with your head in a way that's not making you move towards your goals or move towards things that you want to do fast enough. Things you don't forgive yourself for in the past, which I've learned a lot about in the last year. They stick with you in your unconscious, and so what the exercise is, you just write those down. You say, I forgive myself for all of these things that I didn't do well enough in the past, and then you just rip it up and throw it away. So a small bit of paper, I'm going to write down a few mindsets, a few little clutches I have that have been holding me back. I think it's a really good exercise. You don't need to go to the Cliffs of Moher to do it. I just wanted to do it here because I was in Los Angeles 2 years ago. The taxi driver we had to go to Santa Monica, absolutely gas fucker, but he was from Armenia, and he said one of the things, we said we're from Ireland obviously, and he said one of the things that he wants to do before he dies is go to Cliffs of Moher, and he could tell us all about the Cliffs of Moher. I felt a bit embarrassed that I only lived 2 hours away and I've only been to them once, and he knew all about them and how special they were and how much of a landmark they are. So nature is one of those things that everyone can't really figure out why, but they always feel better when they spend some time in it, walking around in it. Alright, so I'm up here now and it's actually perfect morning. The sun is shining and it's so clear, so the view is unbelievable. I walked up here around for 20 minutes, I was the only one up here for that time, so probably the first here, which is what I wanted to do. And the best thing about a lot of these nature things is that they're actually completely free and an unbelievable way to start the year, even if it took me 2 hours to get here because there was ice on the roads. Just back from Clare and it's 1 o'clock. Just got my coffee, daily insomnia. Absolutely serious. It's going to taste unreal this morning because of how cold I've been. I actually haven't ate anything today, and that's the way it's been for the last month. So when I get up at 6:30 or 7, I go in and do the morning clients. Don't go to the Cliffs of Moher every day. I go in and do the morning clients. I end up eating around 12 or 1. And so you could say that's like intermittent fasting. And then I have my cup of coffee after that. And I'm usually obsessed with some small bit of music that I listen to over and over and over again for about a week to 2 weeks and then change. And I could listen to it about 200 times, no exaggeration, in that 2 weeks. Right now it is this Faith by The Weeknd. And that is meal one cooked, so a big favourite of mine, the turkey burgers and rice meal that I always go on about. So I'll eat this and then I'll read for half an hour, and that's my morning done usually. It's the only difference. Instead of 3 or 4 hours travelling to Cliffs Moor, I'd spend 3 or 4 hours training the morning clients. Then after breakfast I'll always make time to read, always. So loads of people ask me how I've such time to get through so many books. So I aim to get through 10 to 12 books a year, which is only a book a month or even less, so it's not actually that much books, it just seems like a lot. And I aim to get through half an hour's reading a day. This current book, In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts, absolutely brilliant book. Definitely the book might be a bit too heavy. It's like 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to get through if you're not used to reading. So I'd start with maybe his podcasts and just YouTubing him. Gabor Mate. This time of year, if you're looking to make some changes, find out more about yourself, his work is definitely worth looking into. But back to the reading, it's just a habit at this stage. I aim to get half an hour or 10 pages done a day. No matter how busy I am, or no matter how busy you are, you can do half an hour or 10 pages. Some books like this one's about 400 pages long. It takes ages to get through, 40 days at least. Then other books, like you could go through another book then might be 150, 200 pages long, but it mightn't be as dense in the writing, and you could get through it in like 10 days. It's actually not that hard. It's like anything else, it's just a habit. Alright, so I'm doing a bit of video editing here with Johnny. I'm finally hiring a video person. And we're looking at my old laptop. And Johnny is saying that I didn't even realise there was anything wrong with it at all. I just thought the mouse was a little bit slow, but he reckons that it was taking me 2 or 3 times as long to do the same amount of work. 2 or 3 times longer to do his workflow than your average computer. Like when you're using the touchpad, I haven't even pressed a letter, but just clicking the touchpad and go from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen took me like 20 to 30 goals. I didn't even realise there was anything fucking wrong with it, to be honest. I just thought the mouse. I couldn't get over it. I just wasn't seeing it. And after a while I just started laughing, and it was like, no way. I have a new laptop, thank fuck. Look at this. So one swipe, boom. One side of the screen, the other side of the screen. Just like that. So I actually have a video guy now and a laptop that doesn't take 20 goes for the mouse to go from one side of the screen to the other. So surely that will speed up the amount of content being produced. It's a nice little camera you have, you know. It's lovely, yeah. The quality looks alright there. G7X is good, yeah. Yeah. Johnny's trying to lose 50 pounds total weight gain in the year. Or not even in the year, by the time we hit fucking Marbella. Or Marbella it's called. Marbella, yeah. Oh, I thought it was Barbados. So I'm not taking Johnny to Barbados. I'm taking him to Marbella. Marbella is one of my favourite places for a load of reasons. What country is that? Barbados is in the Caribbean. Oh, I know where Barbados is, but where's the one? Marbella is in Spain. So I'm taking him to Spain anyway, because I'm booking I'm paying for his flights, because I want to get a load of content out there in May in 2 or 3 of the gyms that I love. But I'm going to actually pay for his accommodation as well as his flights if he loses the 50 pounds by then. What are you, 16 down from when we started? I'm 16 down, yeah, I think. 16 down. I put on a few pounds though again over the Christmas. Yeah, like everyone, but if you It's one of those things I talk to all my weight loss clients about. If they do 4 pounds in a month, they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm eating right, I'm doing my steps, I'm tracking my calories, and it's only 4 pounds. If you do that out for the year, it's 50 pounds in a year, and anyone who loses 50 pounds in a year is dramatic results. So it's not necessarily that things have to happen very fast, it's just that they have to keep happening and keep being consistent. So it's the evening time now and I'm back on my couch, and what I'm doing is going through my goals for 2021. So I like to divide my goals into 3 or 4 different areas. Well, it's always been 3, but I've added a 4th this time. So the first one will be business, so how much money I want to earn in a week, how much money I want to save over the next few months, how many before and afters I'm going to try and get with my clients, the results, because that's what the whole business is based on. And then a few jobs around the gym that need to be done with equipment or just the layout of the gym in general. So I'll have my business goals, and then I'll also have my physique goals for myself. So some of them are stretching, some of them are strength, how heavy I can lift, and some of them are more bodybuilding, just trying to add muscle in certain body parts. Then I'll have the football goals, so they won't be anything direct like win a county title or anything like that. It'll be more how to incrementally improve certain skills or certain team attributes, and then of course fitness, because that's largely put in my hands with the teams I work with. It's always my job to get them as fit as they possibly can be. Then what I've added in this time, what I don't normally put in, is personal goals, so things I have to work on personally, which is definitely taking more time off to rest. I've been working 70-80 hours for the last 3-4 years now. So on a deeper level, I always consider my job, and I've meditated on this and thought deeply about this an awful lot over the 7.5 years I've ran my gym and 8 or 9 years I've been a personal trainer. My mission is, by bringing out the best in others, I bring out the best in myself. By helping others to take care of themselves, I bring out the best in them. So I need to start doing that more for myself, taking a bit more time off, focusing a bit more on rest and recovery and sleep. So in this video I wanted to cover some stuff that I do every day to try and take care of myself that's not nutrition directly, that's not cardio directly, or that's not weight training directly. Something I've really noticed with my clients, and I've become more consciously aware of it in the last few years, is that if you want them to nail their cardio and their daily activity level, and then their nutrition, and then their strength training, which are the key drivers of before and after results and the key drivers of your health improving, then they really have to take care of themselves in the other 23 hours a day or other 22 hours a day. What books they read, are they meditating, are they journaling, are they taking cold showers, are they making sure they're getting a good night's sleep. I end up talking to clients as much about that stuff as I do about the strength training, the nutrition and the cardio. So I'm gonna do a recap here of what I went through in this video and why I think it's important, and I think if you did 1 or 2 of these, you could make a massive difference to your headspace and how you're going to approach getting leaner, stronger and fitter in 2021. Meditation, it'll make a huge difference to you. Journaling has made a huge difference to me, and I've given that 5-minute journal to about 10 people last year as a gift. The third thing is learning to forgive yourself, learning to love yourself. You need to love yourself into shape, as cheesy as that sounds. You need to love yourself into shape. You need to love yourself if you're going to move towards your goals. You're not going to move where you want to go, and it's not going to feel the way it should if you're constantly criticizing yourself over past mistakes, over past bad habits. If that's you and you're reliving these bad experiences over and over again, which we've all done at times, it's time to write them down, be clear about them, and make sure you can let them go moving into a new year. Number 4 is read for half an hour a day or read 10 pages a day. I'm going to elaborate on that far more this year and talk about my favorite books far more. Number 5 is cold showers. So at the end of all your showers, have 30 seconds of ice cold water. The 6th thing on the list is to write down your goals for 6 months, no longer write them down very clearly. And the last thing, prioritize sleep. This is the one on the list that I've struggled with the most, but all these 7 points on the list I've really struggled with. I'm talking about them for a reason, because they don't come naturally to me, because I've worked really hard to improve all of them, and because they've actually made a difference to me. I'm not naturally good at any of these things, but if I can get better at them, you can get better at them, you can get the benefits out of them that I have.